Not things. I have stories to tell, not stuff to show. Disclaimer, I don't know if that's a real quote. That's just something that I got on Google, I liked, so I put it there. But truth being told, what's a life without having stories in it, right? I'm sure everybody has stories. I have a lot of stories. Today I'm going to tell you two. Two stories that shaped me. First, it's 1994, I'm in the 8th standard in St. Ignatius de Loyola in Madam. My teacher, English teacher Yona, asked me to read a passage from the English textbook, and I did. And then she asked me to read two more. Post which she said, "Seven, you read really well, you sound really good. I think you should read the news at the school assembly." I smiled, I said, okay, I thought she was kidding, she wasn't. After the first assembly that I did, every elocution competition, every debate competition, I was her butler. Now, that's the sentiment at that time. I didn't know the dots had already started connecting. That was story number one. Keep that in mind. Story number two. It's 1999, 5 a.m. on the 13th of March. I'm strolling up and down with my economics book in hand, preparing for the exam on Monday, which is the final exam for 12th standard. And I get a call at 5 a.m. in the morning that I've lost my dad. Now, nothing gets worse than that, right? But wait, for me it did. I already had my admission in IHM in Bombay and a car and glove in New Zealand, which is one of the world's premium hospitality colleges in the world. New Zealand, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to that as well. I'll bring you back. Now, had my dad lasted or lived for one more month, he would have probably paid the fees for the car and glove, and then my family would have been forced to pay the rest. But he hadn't, so I did what was best. I did a one-year diploma in hotel management, and I took up a job in Sarjay Caterers. 1 year later, I had already changed my industry to the BPO. That is the first BPO team I ever had. Now remember, that change was not smooth, but it was less physically stressful than the hospitality and more money. Easy, more money. My lifelong nemesis. I always kind of keep picking that. I don't know if that's one of the reasons I keep failing, but lifelong nemesis. But remember, teacher Yona said, you sound good, you speak well, but that's what the BPO needed, right? So I flourished. I did well. I kept growing, promotions, lot of money. 5 years later, I realized I was up for the next level. Now, at that next level, I needed something I didn't have. I wasn't a graduate. My life stagnated, and it hurt. It hurt really bad. You know this, guys? Small fish, big pond, big fish, small pond. It's a management thing. Subconsciously, I was always making that choice for myself. I was making the choice of being a big fish in a small pond. So I never reached TCS Vice President, VP Barclays, which is where my peers are at. I stagnated. For the first time in my life, it felt like failure. Now, failure was not only professional. In all that gyan that was going on in the BPO, I also mastered the art of screwing up my personal life and even more financial. I mistook sex for love way too many times. I got dumped more than I dumped. At 24, I got divorced. The lady found someone more handsome, more richer than me in New Zealand. Ladies and gentlemen, New Zealand, I wanted to go to New Zealand. I motivated her. She went and she bitch slapped me from there. At 25, I had the fastest bike that India was manufacturing, the Charisma, a one-bedroom apartment in Thane. At 27, I sold both because credit cards, personal loans, way too much of them. What do I call these? Do I call these failures? Yes, but I have a better word. Those are yours. Fuck-ups, right? Fuck-ups are failures in itself. But what fuck-ups do is they bring to the table a chance to learn and grow, not repeat the fuck-ups at least. I did. I never repeated a fuck-up. I always made new ones. The only one that I repeated, for some reason, was a confusion between sex and love. That kept happening. For some reason, it never let me go. I was never really scared of failing though. It sucks, but it instructs. Until very recently. Currently, I am a father to a 6-year-old. And that is probably the most challenging thing that I've ever done in my life. Lucas, bearer of light. That's what the meaning is. Now this little minion brings a lot of light to my life, but with it, he also brings a lot of challenges. He shows me new ways to fail every day as a parent. Don't worry, he'll be his own self, go on all sound advice I get from people, but how do you not worry, right? He says, shut up more than thank you. And the occasional as well. And he's got that from me. He asks for thumbs up more than water. This guy loved vegetables, now he doesn't eat. You ask him why, and he'll say, Dad doesn't eat, why should I? So how do you not be scared of these failures, right? And the biggest of all, relationships. They keep saying, well, you had such screwed up ones, I wonder what your son will. So I only say that hopefully from this man's pain, this man gains. And he learns from my pain and doesn't repeat the mistake. But maybe is all I have. I don't have anything more. Maybe he won't. You guys seen that movie? Three Idiots, all is well. Well, if I woken up in the morning, all must be well. Someone, somewhere, some power, some force, some God probably said this guy is worth living another day. So I lived. I lived with this little fellow. We lived young, we lived wild, we lived free. Snoop Dogg said it really well. Those are the lyrics. If you know, sing along. So what, we get drunk. So what, we smoke weed. We just having fun. We don't care who sees. So what, we go out. That's how it's supposed to be. Living